Imagine this dot. You wake up one morning, scroll through social media, and suddenly see a photograph from deep inside China. A strange new helicopter slicing through the skies. At first glance, it looks eerily familiar. Sleek, futuristic, with coaxial rotors spinning on top and a pusher propeller at the rear. If you've been following U.S. military aviation, you know exactly what it looks like. The Sikorsky S-97 Raider, America's cutting-edge helicopter and the fastest rotorcraft the U.S. has ever built. But here's the problem. That helicopter in the photo? It's not American. It's Chinese. For years, China has been accused of reverse engineering U.S. and Western military technology, from stealth fighters to drones, from missiles to naval destroyers. And now, the evidence suggests they may have set their sights on one of America's most advanced helicopters. So the burning question is, backhand index pointing right, is China once again copying U.S. military innovation, this time with the S-97 Raider? Backhand index pointing right, or is Beijing genuinely developing its own revolutionary helicopter technology? This story isn't just about helicopters. It's about military dominance, speed, and control of the skies. The S-97 Raider represents not only speed, reaching over 440 kilometers per hour, nearly twice as fast as conventional helicopters, but also agility, survivability, and next-generation warfare tactics. If China has cloned this design, the balance of power in Asia could shift dramatically. In today's video, we're going to explore the incredible story behind the S-97 Raider, the helicopter America designed to change the future of warfare, the shocking new images from China and why experts believe it's a copycat prototype, a breakdown of the similarities and differences between the US and Chinese versions, the long history of China being accused of military plagiarism, and most importantly, what this means for the United States, its allies, and the future of global military competition. Stay with us until the end, because the truth behind China's mystery helicopter may reveal not just another act of copying, but a bold new challenge to American air superiority. Welcome to China Panorama. Let's dive in. Clapperboard Script, Part 2. The Legend of the S-97 Raider, English. Before we dive into China's mysterious helicopter, we first need to understand the machine it appears to mimic, the Sikorsky S-97 Raider. Developed by Sikorsky Aircraft, a legendary American aerospace company now owned by Lockheed Martin, the S-97 Raider is not just another helicopter. It represents decades of research into one of aviation's toughest challenges: how to make helicopters fly faster, farther, and more efficiently without losing their ability to hover and maneuver in tight spaces. Traditional helicopters are limited by something engineers call retreating blade stall. In simple terms, when a helicopter flies forward at high speed, the rotor blade on one side is moving against the airflow. That blade loses lift, creating instability and making it dangerous to push the aircraft beyond certain speeds. This is why most conventional helicopters struggle to fly faster than around 290 kilometers per hour. The S-97 Raider was designed to break through that barrier. The secret weapon. Backhand index pointing right, a coaxial rotor system, with two rotors spinning in opposite directions on top of each other. Backhand index pointing right and a rear pusher propeller, similar to a small airplane's propeller, that provides additional thrust. This unique configuration solves the retreating blade stall problem and gives the Raider performance unlike any other helicopter. During flight tests, the Raider demonstrated speeds of over 400 kilometers per hour, with a top potential of around 440 kilometers per hour. That's nearly 50% faster than the U.S. Army's current UH-60 Black Hawk, one of the world's most widely used military helicopters. But the Raider isn't just about speed. Its design allows for agility and survivability on the battlefield. It can fly low and fast to evade radar, perform rapid acceleration or deceleration, and maneuver sharply in ways conventional helicopters cannot. This makes it perfect for reconnaissance, special operations, and even as a gunship. Sikorsky built the Raider not as a mass production model, but as a technology demonstrator, a way to prove that the concept works and can be scaled into future aircraft. The S-97 is part of the U.S. Army's Future Vertical Lift (FVL) program, which seeks to replace aging helicopters with next-generation aircraft. The U.S. military believes that speed and range are critical for modern warfare. In the vast distances of the Pacific or in fast-changing battlefields, being able to insert troops, conduct surveillance, or strike targets quickly could mean the difference between victory and defeat. That's why the S-97 Raider matters. It isn't just a cool piece of engineering, it's a symbol of America's push to dominate the skies of tomorrow. And this is exactly why the appearance of a Chinese helicopter with nearly identical design features has sparked so much debate. If China has cracked the code of coaxial rotors and pusher props, they could leapfrog decades of research and put themselves neck and neck with the US in next-generation rotorcraft. But before we jump into what China is building, let's take a closer look at those leaked images. On August 21st, a series of photographs began circulating on X, formerly Twitter, showing what appeared to be a brand new Chinese helicopter in flight. The exact testing location wasn't revealed, but the images spread quickly across military forums and news outlets. At first glance, aviation experts were stunned. The helicopter in those photos looked almost identical to America's S-97 Raider. It had the same coaxial rotor system, two main rotors stacked on top of each other, spinning in opposite directions. This is the signature feature of the Raider, and it's extremely unusual compared to traditional helicopters. Then came the most telling feature, a rear-mounted pusher propeller. This is what gives the Raider its incredible speed, and it's something you almost never see on Chinese helicopters. The resemblance was too close to ignore. The prototype also featured a streamlined fuselage tapering toward the rear, retractable-style landing gear, a large horizontal tailplane, and vertical fins at the tips of the tail. In silhouette, it could easily be mistaken for the S-97. Defense analysts quickly pointed out the similarities. Thomas Newdick, editor of The War Zone, remarked, "It seems like a direct copy of the S-97. Both countries are trying to take advantage of this design, which offers superior speed and maneuverability compared to conventional helicopters. But not everything is identical." Observers noted subtle differences in the tail fin design and some structural details. This suggests that while China may have drawn heavily from the S-97's blueprint, it could also be experimenting with its own modifications. Still, the timing of the photos is telling. Just days earlier, China was also spotted testing another prototype resembling the American V-280 Valor, a tilt-rotor aircraft designed by Bell. This raised eyebrows in Washington, reinforcing the perception that Beijing is aggressively copying the United States' next-generation vertical lift concepts. And here's where the controversy grows. Backhand index pointing right, if this helicopter is indeed China's attempt at cloning the S-97, it means Beijing is directly challenging the US in one of the few aerospace fields where America still holds a massive edge. Backhand index pointing right, it also shows how quickly China is moving. Instead of spending decades developing unique concepts, they can potentially shortcut innovation by borrowing from proven US designs. The Chinese government, unsurprisingly, has remained silent. No official designation has been given to the aircraft. There's no press release, no confirmation, and no acknowledgement of the program's existence. But silence often speaks louder than words. By refusing to comment, Beijing leaves the world to speculate, fueling the idea that China is indeed building its own Raider clone. Now, let's dig deeper into the design similarities between China's new helicopter and the American S-97 Raider. At first glance, the resemblance is striking. Both helicopters feature a coaxial rotor system, two main rotors stacked one above the other, spinning in opposite directions. This design eliminates the need for a tail rotor, improves stability, and allows for higher speed and maneuverability compared to conventional helicopters. The S-97 Raider pioneered this technology in an operational, combat-ready platform. For China to suddenly reveal a helicopter with such a similar rotor system raises legitimate questions. Did Chinese engineers independently innovate, or was it a case of industrial espionage? Another clear similarity is the pusher propeller at the tail. Unlike traditional helicopters that use the tail only for stability, both the Raider and the Chinese copycat integrate a rear-facing propeller that pushes the aircraft forward, giving it jet-like speeds. This is not a common feature. It's highly specific to Sikorsky's Raider X and S-97 design philosophy. Moving beyond propulsion, let's look at stealth shaping and aerodynamics. Both helicopters feature sleek, low-drag fuselages with angled surfaces, designed to reduce radar cross-section. The cockpit layout, the streamlined body, and even the way weapons can be mounted internally or externally all mirror Sikorsky's innovations. Defense analysts note that while it's not uncommon for different nations to pursue similar concepts in aviation, The timing and precision of these similarities between the Chinese chopper and the Raider suggests something beyond coincidence. The big question remains: is China simply catching up by studying what America has already built? Or are they trying to leapfrog US capabilities by accelerating through reverse engineering?